On page 48, we're going to learn how to create a report. First thing it wants us to do is make sure that the customer table is active. Then we're going to click on Create. And then from there we'll click on Report. So once again, tables, queries, forms, reports. Awesome. And it wants us to choose the report button. And there you go. And just as easily as the forms, you have a report. Very easy, right? Now the big thing about the reports, a lot of times, see this number here? You can't see the whole number. And remember, I made a big deal about the fact that you need to see the entire object. So I'm going to slide up to this. Notice I have a double arrow, and I'm going to drag down so that I can now see all of the numbers on that. And I can grab my horizontal scroll bar from here and drag it across, and now I can see everything. Notice this dotted line here? That is a page break. So that looks kind of messy. So we're going to read our book and see what it says about that. So the first thing it says is to save. So we will hit save. And it wants us to save as customer financial report. And we're going to say OK. Then on page 50, it says to right-click the customer financial report in our navigation pane. And then it says choose layout view. Alright, now just saying, see these buttons right here, report view? That's where we were. And print and preview, that's so you can see what it looks like when you print it. Alright, then the third button is layout view. That's where you can change the way it is set up. And that's what the book just had us go to by doing a right click. And obviously it's not the way I normally do it. Now I need to close the navigation pane. And the next thing it says is click on the report title one time. We're going to change it. One time selects it, click on it again, and the cursor ends up at the end. Now on page 51 it says hit the space bar, and then it says type financial report. So customer financial report. Okay, and then it says click on the column heading for street. So we're going to go to street, and notice when you select it you get the gold box all the way around it. Hold the shift key down and click on the column for city, state, and postal code. So you now have 4 columns of information selected. Next we're going to click on the Arrange ribbon. So here we are, Report Layout Tools, and the Arrange tab. And we want to select Report Layout Tools, Arrange tab, Rows and Columns group right here. And we're going to click on Select Column button. Select Column button. Excellent. And now hit the Delete key. And now, nice, everything fits on one page except for the page number. So we are going to move that over. Click on it once to select it, move it over, and make sure that the whole thing is on the first page. So now we're down to one single page for our report. Now for customer name, if you'll look on page 51, the very last bullet, it has us click on the CU #. Remember we did that for a quick easy way to see it, but they want us to write in the entire thing. So we're going to type in, click in again, so we select the whole thing now, and we're going to type in customer number, spell it out. Now it kind of looks bad, right? So that's okay. We can resize this so it looks good. And if you look in the book, you'll notice that customer number is on the next row. So all we have to do is make it a little wider, and then I'm going to make it a little smaller because I think that looks nicer. So we have customer number, and it scrolls down to this so that it is wrapped, customer number. And then the next one it asks us to do that too is the book rep number, which kind of makes sense. So click once to select, once to edit, and it's going to be book rep number, correct? And that one went down all by itself, and that looks beautiful. Now if yours did not, you can go ahead and resize it and make it bigger or smaller. Okay, so notice that when you slide over it, 4 arrows can move and 2 arrows lets you resize. Okay, and then it says to resize the other columns. So the main thing is to make sure that you can see everything. So let's say we wanted to make customer name a little smaller, so you can do that. Nothing is really too big or too small. We could probably make returns maybe a little smaller, but the main thing is everything needs to show, and it looks very nice, neat, and professional. Okay, now the report automatically added totals for our returns. Remember, we had to make the box a little bigger. So now they want us to do the same thing for the amount paid field. So we want to click on amount paid to select it. Then we want to go to our design tab of report layout tools, then design, excellent. And then we want to click on the totals button. Now, once again, the book's really good about telling you where it is. Report layout tools, and then grouping and totals section, and then the totals button. So, and I won't go over it quite that in depth on the entire lecture series, but for the very first chapter, I want to make sure everybody knows how to work and how the book explains things. Alright, so now it says to click on sum to calculate the sum of the amount paid, and notice it automatically does that for you. It wants you to do it for the current due also, so we're going to click on current due, click on the down arrow on totals, and click on sum, and it automatically adds it in. And also always check that you can see the entire number. I will take off 2 points for each one that doesn't show everything, and that would be a bummer to get a bad grade for silly things like that instead of for something difficult. Okay, now go ahead and save the report and close the report, and when you open your navigation pane you can see that your report is right here. So we have now done 2 tables, a query, a form, and a report. And you thought this was going to be hard. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Alright, on page 54 it wants us to print the report. So customer financial report is selected. Y'all are getting this now. Go to file, go to print, and we're going to print it as a PDF. And click on the down arrow. Remember PDF or XPS. Say OK. And then you're going to save it as the page number. And I just kind of took a shortcut there. So last name, first initial, and page 54. Alright. Excellent. And there's our beautiful report. That looks amazing. Yay. Now, that is all that we have to do with this database for this chapter. You will use this database for for the entire semester. So make sure that you take care to get everything done. And the same thing with all your projects. Each one builds on the previous chapter. So you have to make sure that you finish them all. There is no skipping one because it's a busy week, because it's going to mess you up for the rest of the semester. Alright, now before you close I want to tell you about something else. On page 57, compact and repair. That is really good about taking all the extra stuff that you don't see, that Access doesn't need, and it helps you clean up and make the database smaller. So I want us to go through that because it's really smart, and it's also great if for some crazy reason your database goes nuts and it's not working. It is a good way to fix it, hopefully. At least something you can do. So the first thing you want to do, I'm on page 57, to compact and repair a database. So the database we want to compact and repair is open. We're going to click on File, and this is called the Backstage View. Notice with the Info tab selected, it has Compact and Repair Database. So all you have to do is click on that, and you really don't see anything happen, but it is cleaned up. And if there's anything crazy or big, then it's all good. So to close the database, you can click on this X here, or you can go to File and Close. Now, File Close is a great way to do that when you want to leave access open so you can open a different database. So for example, after you get done with this, you'll go to your homework assignments. So you really are just going to leave access open, and you could start on your homework assignments. Totally your choice, but it could save you one whole step. Alright, so good luck, have fun, email me through Blackboard if you have any problems, and talk to you later. Bye.